Hi Virgo, thanks for joining me for your August 2017 forecast for the month. I am shuffling the Connolly Tarot by Peter and Eileen Connolly. It's a simple Irish Celtic deck, and I'll also be drawing a card from a very old intuition deck that I've had from Madame Lenormand, and they are intuition cards. I'll pull one, show you the picture and any data that comes forth regarding the picture, and I'm using them in my Vimeo on demand series, Medium Messages. So if you're into it, check out the links below and you can find me there. Let's start because this is eclipse season and we have a Mercury retrograde, and Virgo will be impacted, but let's start at the top. The 7th of August, we have our full moon lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Aquarius. And I don't mind this as much. It's shaky, but it's closure in the 6th house of health and well-being and work, your regimen or schedule. There is something that you are taking off the plate here, Virgo. And for those of you Virgos who have not been feeling well, this is what I like to see. This eclipse will take any ailments right out of the situation. Being eclipsed in your health sector on the full moon is the closure or an ending of this, or allowing the healing to take place. For some Virgos, you are putting an end to a position that you are working with or on. Maybe in your job, you're closing the door on one job and you might be starting another. Or the feeling I'm getting is that you're taking a task off your plate. The 6th house doesn't have to be your career. That's the 10th house. The 6th house is what you do in a day, and we do more than just our work. So there's a certain energy to the 6th house where this could apply to just taking different routes, putting an end to a path in the 6th house and making things easier for you, Virgo. You naturally govern the 6th house on the solar wheel. And even though this is happening in your 6th house where Aquarius is stationed, you tend to all things 6th house very well. Details, tasks, information, errands, analysis, your health, your well-being. It's an earthy sector and on the solar wheel, and that's where you are. So you want to tend to this 6th house, and you might find pleasure in removing something off of your plate and allowing for easier, effortless daily structure. On the 12th, your ruling planet Mercury retrogrades, and he's retrograding at 11 degrees of Virgo. So, Virgo, this doesn't work for you that well. However, it's just a transit. It's not going to be the end of the world. And Mercury will be retrograde from the 12th through September 5th. And retrograding at the 11 degree mark of Virgo back through the 28 degree mark of Leo. So you'll find, this starting in the 1st house of self and body, and then going 2 degrees into the 12th house of rest and recuperation. Some of you are needing the rest from the 6th house when it applied to your health. The ending of an ailment and then taking this time to really, truly recuperate from whatever it was that was in your system. Now, just randomly, I know I'm getting all over the place already, but I'm hearing bacterial infection or even a virus. So some of you have had something in your system that just needed to detox and cleanse out. And I'll tell you, the Mercury retrograde would be the perfect time for Virgo to start a body cleanse, a review of the self, of the physical body, and then also allowing for rest. This isn't the time to push forward with publishing, writing, marketing. This is not the time. This is focused on your self, your well-being, your physical self, and I believe your health. Really tending to the things that you need in order to nurture the body. And you don't really want to travel in that time period. Local or foreign travel is not strongly advise, because the retrograde not only impacts you due to it being your ruling planet, but it's in your sign. And it's just not the best time for travel. If you can't avoid it, I would expect delays. Please leave enough time for yourself and double check all arrangements, because there could be easy mishaps with a retrograde in your particular sign. So just take it easy on yourself. In September, the 1st through the 5th, the retrograde will be in Leo and in the house of rest. I love a retrograde actually in the 12th house. That's when you really decompress, so your Labor Day won't be as laborious. This will be good for Virgo. On the 21st, the new moon solar eclipse is at the same degree in which Mercury goes direct. 28 degrees of Leo is a poignant area of your natal charts. So if you're lucky enough to have access to your natal chart and you know the time of your birth, you can see your chart and find where the 28 degree mark of Leo is. And those little lines that look like a clock, you got to count them out. They are grouped in sections of 5, depending on what your chart looks like. But the new moon solar eclipse is occurring in the 12th house as a solar scope. This is the house of release. Some of you are detoxing, releasing addictions, getting something out of the body. It could be anything from hormonal to diet to regimen, and eclipsing self-care into the life is what I'm getting, into the life path. Also, with a new moon in the 12th, regardless of eclipse or not, this is really igniting your dream psychic area, your rest, your dream recall, your memory recall. So there is something peaceful about this new moon eclipse for you, which is not bad because other signs are getting it in other areas. So you have a quiet August from the 21st forward. You might want to implement your practices if you are interested in something spiritual or even musical. There might be the desire to start something new in your spiritual connections or your private practices is what I'm getting. 12th house of secrets and privacy. Or just spirituality. It's such a strong house for releasing old patterns and incorporating new ones, that if you're eclipsed here, I feel like there's a new pattern that's more positive for Virgo that's incorporated. On the 22nd, the sun enters Virgo, so happy solar return for the August Virgos. Happy birthday. This is the sun in your first house, conjunct the Mercury retrograde. So you have to take it easy in a Mercury retrograde without straining the body and pushing too hard for tasks and trying to get everything accomplished, because I know Virgo is tidy and wants all of the I's dotted and T's crossed, but it's just not the time where all of that's going to push through so easily. So why not just take a step back, allow the 12th house of rest. You would really benefit from having a little bit of retreat or downtime in the retrograde. Even though the sun is in the first house, I think you should still allow this healing process that seems to be the theme through the month. On the 25th, Venus enters Leo. And this is, again, the 12th house. So there is an attraction to your dreamy self. There's an attraction to your quiet downtime. You're not as social as you could naturally be. Saturn is also going direct on the 25th at 21 degrees of Sagittarius. He'll be here through December 21st of 2017. So there's some restriction in your home life and your environment, or you're learning lessons in the 4th house of mother, the 4th house of home, and something can feel a little oppressive here for Virgo. So treat yourself nicely, tread lightly this month. It's not an aggressive month, it's just time for you to be aware and intuitive. Your intuition is going to be extremely sharp. That's what the 12th house is too. Let's get to the tarot. I'm going to take a sip of tea. Okay, let me shuffle these out. And if you'd like to read with me, I read all through the week. You can find me at audreyalison.com and select your desired reading length via the PayPal button. And I will get back to you in an email in a day or two, and we can set it up. Also, if you're interested in how I connect with the tarot, and if you're interested in learning more about tarot itself, please consider taking my course, The Magic of Tarot, Connecting Mind, Body, and Soul. The links are provided below for you if you're interested. The first card for Virgo, Page of Cups. This is a card of healing. This is an intuition card as well. This could bring an emotional bit of news. The page is a messenger, and it could be an expression of love. It could even be someone telling you how they feel. There's an emotional expression here. It could be a younger water sign male, Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. Knight of Wands. This is the 4th house of environment, and possibly the 9th house too, of property, relocation. The Knight of Wands is on the move. He is wanting a new environment and maybe willing to take a passionate risk or chance. Could be a younger fire sign male, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. No, this is about home and environment. This is your dwelling. The 4 of Wands is your matrimony, your protected house, your home, the 4th house. 4th house, where Saturn is going direct, creating that stability. But some of you have the desire to change up where you are. Let's see what else is here. 2 of Swords, making a decision, pondering a direction mentally. This is a retrograde situation. The swords govern the mind, similar to Mercury. It's the mercurial card. Which way do I go? Which is going to work best for me? Review, revise, edit, rethink. What else? Star. This is a card of Aquarius. I love this card. I love the bird too. This could represent an Aquarius in your life. This could also be spiritual connection, the 12th house, your own divine connection with spirit. And I'm drawn to this sword. It's insight. The sword giving light, beaming up to that star in a way. It's like you came up with an idea and you're sticking to it. And this could involve you and where you're located. It could also involve your own spiritual connection, like I said. Deciding what works for you, Virgo. First, you're given this. You're given this information at the top of the month. And maybe this is an expression of love, or maybe you received the home you're looking for, or you're moving into a new situation. Maybe you're inspired to create a better atmosphere in the home. You know, we all don't have that much, luxury all the time to just move anytime we want. But for some of you, reinventing the environment could be powerful. And the choice or review of, or the decision of where you're headed with some downtime in the 12th house is what this is about. Receiving information spiritually, 12th house. Weighing it out, Mercury retrograde. And the swords being the decision. And even the star has that sword in the rock. So it's kind of like you've thought about it, you've weighed it out, and then you've made your decision. This came up first, you thought about it, and then boom. After some download, that's the direction you take. And I do think some of you could be moving in with people. Let's take a look at the spiritual card, or the intuitive card. It's funny I said spiritual. Watch me get like the key, or what else is spiritual in here? The cross. We'll see. Virgo. Oh no. This is establishing roots, the anchor. The anchor wants to see you settled and planted and rooted, fourth house, and wants to see you commit. What are you committed to? And for some, this has to do with that environment and picking the location that you feel settled in. Some of you are anchored within. This could be meditation or feeling grounded through your spiritual practices. I'm incorporating it with the 12th house, which is really, important this month for you, as well as the first house of self and body. It's important for Virgo not to feel all of the anxiety that might be around, and to focus on the dwelling and the four walls that you're surrounded in, and comfort and nurture, and not too external, not so social. This is a really honed in kind of month. And since we are approaching your solar return, that is the quiet time. You are downloading a lot from this year in the 6 weeks prior to your solar return. So a lot of lessons can be learned and accumulated in the last 6 months prior to your birthday, or 6 weeks prior to your birthday. So I hope this was helpful, and happy birthday. I will see you next month, and thank you for joining me for your forecast. The sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.